Namaste yogis, thank you so much for meeting me here again. Today we'll be doing a closed hip vinyasa flow and it'll be fairly quick. So we'll be mainly facing the front of the mat and we'll be facing our hips and shoulders neutral to the front of the mat or to the earth, getting into the hamstrings and our shoulders and of course our abs. So today our peak pose will be getting into a standing split, warrior 3, and our other big pose will be playing with handstand. So let's get started. We'll begin to center in child's pose. Bring your big toes to touch with a wide separation of your knees, or you can bring your legs together. Walk your hands forward and drop your forehead down to the earth. We'll center in here for a few breaths. Beginning to slow down the mind. Let's inhale deeply through the nose as you shut down your eyes, lengthening through the spine. Full breath in. Full breath out through the mouth. Inhale deeply through the nose, let the belly expand. Expansive cleansing breath out. Begin to settle into the natural rhythm of your breath, inhaling and exhaling through your nose. I invite you to drop out of the head space and into your body, into your heart space. We begin to anchor into the present moment, listening to the breath. Begin to think about making your inhales and exhales a little more equal to each other and even. Begin to activate your Ujjayi, ocean-sounding victorious breath, using a slight restriction in the back of the throat, like you're fogging up glass, but keeping your lips sealed. On the next inhale, roll up into tabletop so that you can bring your knees right underneath the hips. Tuck your toes. Make sure your hands are walked forward an inch or two so they're not right underneath the shoulders. And we'll lift our hips up for downward facing dog. Begin to pedal out your feet, allowing them to step hip width apart. Wiggling out your tail, letting the low back shift. Really pressing the earth away, spreading out the fingers nice and wide, index fingers pointing to the front of the mat. Inhale, float your heels up as you lift your hips high to the sky, continuing to energetically lift out of the wrists. Exhale, melt the heels down toward the earth, maybe lifting up those yogi toes, spreading them out wide, only to grip the earth again, nice and slow. I see a little ant crawling on the top of my foot. Hey, buddy. Guess I'm going to take you for a ride. We're going to step our toes to touch. Inhale to sweep that right leg up, keeping the hips neutral, squared toward the earth. That left knee should bend a little bit, if not a lot. When you're ready, exhale to bend the knee, stack the hips, which means we're going to open them up to the right side of the mat so we can get a gentle twist in our spine. Roll out your ankle. Maybe if you look underneath the left armpit, you can see your toes. And reverse your ankles, or your circles, I should say. Awesome. Inhale, extend the legs straight into three-legged downward facing dog. Exhale, sink the toes down as you square the hips again. On your next inhale, sweep that left leg up. Keep the hips neutral to start. We'll really feel that in the standing leg hamstring. Of course, our shoulders are being activated as well, so you might feel some burning here. Left hamstring and glute is being challenged as well. Exhale, bend the knee and stack your hips as you get that gentle twist in your spine. Roll out your ankle, making some circles. See if you can see your toes when you look underneath your right armpit, and reverse your circles. Inhale to extend the legs straight. Exhale, sink the toes down. Downward facing dog. On your next inhale, step your feet out hip width, float the heels up, Round the spine into your plank, and you might need to walk your hands forward just a bit. Hold here, inhale, and exhale. Inhale. On your next exhale, bend your knees and begin to press back and arch your spine, waving it back into downward facing dog. Hug in the rib cage again, get that length in the spine, and we'll flow through that linking movement to breath. Inhale, float the heels up, round it forward into plank. Exhale, bend the knees and arch the spine back into downward facing dog. Excuse me, hold down dog for just a moment. Awesome, inhale, float those heels up, round it forward into plank, and exhale, your arch back into downward facing dog. Inhale, float the heels up, round it forward, wave it into plank. Exhale, bend the knees, arch the spine back into downward facing dog. Find length in the spine again. Inhale, float your heels up one more time, round it forward into plank. And exhale, bend the knees and press it back. Downward facing dog. Hold down dog. And then inhale, float your heels up and begin to walk it forward one baby step at a time until you get to the front of your mat in Uttanasana, forward fold. Bend your knees generously and ragdoll your upper body, bringing your elbows into your palms. Full breath in, full breath out. Nod your head yes and shake it no. Melt your palms underneath the shoulders, engage to rise, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, head to come up last. Meet me in Tadasana, mountain pose. Crown of the head lifts up high to the sky. Inhale, reach your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. Feet are hip width apart. Inhale, sweep your arms up, grip your left wrist with your right hand, and on your exhale, lift up, engage your lower abdominals, and fold or bend over to the right, letting your head rest against your right arm. And we're looking up and under the arm. The reason we're activating our lower core here is so that we don't collapse into the low back, but we keep strength here to protect the low back. Inhale, arms up. Grip the right wrist with your left hand. Activate your lower abdominal so you can lift up and over to the left side, gazing up and under the right arm. The reason we activate our lower core is so we protect the low back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, switch your grip and fold over to the right, this time gazing underneath the left arm. Inhale, reach up and lengthen both sides one more time. Lift up and over to the left, gaze under the right arm. Feeling that stretch down the right side body. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften and fold. Activate your low core. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms down and up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, reach the arms out wide and swan dive it forward, leading with the heart into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift up and lengthen halfway, bringing your fingertips to the earth, shins or quads. Shoulders roll back. Exhale, bend your knees and step or hop back into plank. If you hop, land with bent elbows. Exhale through Chaturanga. Inhale for baby cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes and lift your hips up as you press back into downward facing dog. That was our first flow through Sun Salutation A. Let's go ahead and do that a few more times. Inhale, float your heels up. Gaze between your hands, bend your knees. Exhale to hop forward. Inhale, halfway rise to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, upward arms pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms up high to the sky. Exhale, bring them out wide, swan dive it forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Adho Uttanasana, halfway rise. Exhale, plant your palms and step or hop back into plank and chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing dog or cobra. Shoulders are back, heart shines forward. Exhale, roll over the toes or untuck them. Lift the hips into your downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, float your heels up. Gaze between your hands, activate your core. Bend your knees and step forward or hop. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, float your heels up. Bend your knees, step or hop it forward. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhale, half rise. Exhale, step or hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Beautiful. Inhale, float the heels up, bend the knees. Exhale, gaze between the hands and step or hop it forward. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. Take a deep breath here. Full breath in. Full breath out through the mouth. Inhale and exhale through the nose again, using that Ujjayi ocean sounding breath. Slowing it down, stabilizing the heart rate. Make sure you're at the top of your mat, feet are hip width apart. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhale, Adho Uttanasana. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, step back with your right toes into lunge. Ground into your right fingertips. Inhale, left arm rises, gaze over the fingertips. Exhale, circle that arm down. Stay high on the right toes, left knee is stacked right on top of the ankle, and root to rise on an inhale, hovering over that front leg, squeezing your inner thighs toward one another. Using your core, stay long in the spine, sweep the arms up into high crescent pose. On your next exhale, we'll twist to the left, toward the leg, and open up the arms. Gazing over the left fingertips if it's available in the neck. Inhale, sweep both arms up as you come to center into high crescent. Exhale, lunge it forward and sweep the arms behind you like an airplane. Palms will face one another. Hover over that leg. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, circle the arms to the earth. Step back into plank. That leg may stay lifted for a three-limbed chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, float the heels up, bend the knees. Exhale, gaze between the palms, step or hop it forward. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, Urdhva Hastasana, stretch long. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive it forward, leading with the heart. Inhale, Adho Uttanasana, long spine. Exhale, plant the palms, bend the knees, and step back with your left toes. Root into the left fingertips. Inhale, right arm up. Rotate the pinky towards your face. Gaze high to the sky. Exhale, circle that palm down to the earth. Both hips are facing the ground. They're closed. Right knee is stacked on top of the ankle. Engage your core. Start to float your fingertips off of the earth. Hover over that right thigh. Reach the arms up and rise for high crescent. Exhale to twist to the right and open the arms up as you gaze over the right fingertips or somewhere in that direction. Really feeling that in the left hip flexor. Using obliques. On your next inhale, circle the right arm down, sweep both arms up as you come to center. Exhale, lunge it forward as you hinge forward from the hips and airplane the arms behind you, hovering over the right quad. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, circle the arms to the earth and step back into your three-limbed chaturanga or any variation. Inhaling for your back bend, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Cleansing breath in, cleansing breath out. Good job, yogis. Inhale, float your heels up, bend your knees. Exhale, gaze between the palms and step or hop it forward. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine as you reach it up. Exhale, Samastiti, prayer pose. Big toes to touch, slight separation of the heels. Inhale, swing your arms down and up, sink the hips back. Long spine as you draw your navel toward the spine, activating your core. Extending the crown of the head away from the tailbone, we think of lengthening. Arms are rotating, hands are rotating toward our face. Weight is more back than forward into the heels, so that when we lift up our toes and we look down, we can see the tips of them. On your next inhale, shift your weight into your left foot, float your right heel up toward the glute, and slowly step it back into your high crescent, staying high on your right toes. This will challenge the balance, and that is normal. So if you fall, wiggle, or struggle, that's okay. Just find your way back to the pose. On your next exhale, twist to the left. Open the arms, gaze back. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, arms airplane behind you as you lunge it forward. This time bend into the left knee so that you can sweep that right leg up, coming into warrior three. Keeping your hips squared to the earth. Point or flex your right toes, it's up to you, yogi's choice. Shoulders back. When you're ready, bend that left knee and bend the right knee as you sweep it forward. Toes to touch, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhale, Adho Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, sweep the arms down and up. Bend the knees, chair pose. On your next inhale, shift the weight into the right foot. Bend that left knee, sending the heel toward the glute. Exhale, step that leg back. Stay high on the toes and find your high crescent, making any adjustments in your feet as needed. Because our hips are closed, facing the front of the mat, our shoulders are facing the front of the mat. It's really important that there's a separate space on our mat for both feet, because as soon as we ask one foot to go behind the other, we can no longer keep our hips squared. We would then be opening our hips. So if you need to heel toe open your right foot a little bit to make some space for your hips, then go ahead and make that adjustment. On your next exhale, twist to the right, open the arms up. Inhale, sweep both arms up high to the sky, face forward. Exhale, airplane the arms behind you. Lunge it forward, bend that back knee, and step into warrior three. Floating that leg up. When you're ready, bend the right knee and sweep that left leg back through into chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Stabilize the breath. Slowing down the inhales and the exhales. Reminding yourself that you're doing a great job. When you're ready, bring your hands down into Tadasana. Big toes to touch, slight separation of the heels. Inhale, sweep the arms up, sink the hips back. Utkatasana, chair pose. Shift your weight into the left foot, send your right heel toward the glute. Exhale to step back into high crescent. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, sweep both arms up, face forward. Exhale, airplane arms, hinge forward, step up into warrior three. On your next exhale, begin to walk your hands down to the earth underneath the shoulders, fingertips come down. Step your left arm back, and then reach your right hand around the ankle and come into as high of a standing split as you'd like. Beginning to hug your upper body towards your leg, sending that right heel as high as you'd like. Keep a micro bend in that left knee. When you're ready, reach both hands forward, bend the left knee, and think about taking some baby hops here, using your core, and maybe in time the hips get in alignment with the shoulders, and we start to find our handstand. And just play here. And when you're ready, step back into your vinyasa. I have to walk my hands back onto my mat. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, float your heels up, bend your knees. Exhale, gaze between the palms and step or hop it forward. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Big toes to touch, slight separation of the heels. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Shift the weight into the right foot this time. Left heel toward glute. Exhale, step back into high crescent. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, sweep both arms up high to the sky. Exhale, airplane them forward, hinge forward from the hips. Inhale, warrior three. On your next exhale, send your arms down to the earth. Reach your right arm out wide. Take your left hand around your right ankle and hug your chest toward your leg, sending that left heel up as high as you'd like. When you're ready, bend your right knee and walk both hands forward toward the top of your mat. Underneath the shoulders or slightly forward is good. Bend your right knee, right heel comes up, and on an exhale, take a baby hop. And take as many as you'd like, finishing out with your vinyasa. Exhale, meet me in down dog. Inhale, float your heels up. Exhale, bend your knees all the way to the earth. Coming into child's pose. We'll be here for just a few breaths to restore and to recover. Slowing down the breath. Calming down the heart rate by slowing down our deep inhales and deep exhales. Pranayama. Breath control. Inhale, roll up into tabletop. Bring your knees underneath the hips and step your feet back hip width apart into your plank. On your next exhale, come down onto your right elbows and forearm underneath, so your right elbow will be right underneath your shoulder, and then left elbow, so left forearm as well. Inhale, right arm underneath right shoulder, left hand underneath left shoulder. Exhale, left elbow down, right elbow down. Inhale, left arm up, right arm up. Inhale, right forearm, left forearm. All right, and we're gonna hold here for a moment, activating your core. Keep your hips up. Don't let your belly fall. Think about your hips being in alignment with your shoulders and keeping a nice long spine. You can release your knees down if you need to. Exhale, right hip dips down to the earth if you're looking for a little more. Inhale, up. Exhale, left hip down. Inhale, left hip up. Exhale, right hip down. Inhale, right hip up. Exhale, left hip down. Inhale, left hip up. One more time, both sides. Exhale, right hip down. Inhale, hip up. Exhale, left hip down. Inhale to center. Exhale, bring your knees to the earth. Keep your hips lifted, stacked on top of the knees, and walk your palms forward for puppy pose. Bringing the forehead, nose, or chin down to the earth. And we'll restore here. 2 more breaths. Good job, yogis. Inhale, walk the palms back. Bring your heels out to one side. So I'm bringing them out to the right. My right hip is propped up. My left glute is down. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist to the right, taking your left hand outside of the right thigh and getting a nice twist in the spine, gazing over the right shoulder. Keep length, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale, soften. Inhale to center. Plant your palms, shift your heels over to the other side. Right hip down, left hip is propped up. Inhale to lengthen here. Exhale, twist to the left. Using that oppositional force between your palm and your outer left leg. Left arm walks out. Just keep length instead of hunching forward. Inhale. Exhale, soften and gaze over that left shoulder. This is a really nice way to neutralize the spine after a deep back bend, like puppy pose. So rather than taking a counter pose, we twist the spine. Pretty gently. Don't overdo your twist. Inhale to center. Reach both arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down. And then actually we're just gonna swing our legs right out in front of us again. Shake them out. We're gonna come into our seated forward fold, so flex your feet or floint them by pointing your feet but flexing your toes. This keeps activation, for our knees to protect them. So you have a slight bend here too, that's really good to have. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, hinge it forward, leading with your heart. Send your heart towards your toes, keep length in your back neck. And the sun is going down, it's so beautiful. When you find that edge in your body where it becomes tight and it becomes difficult to hold the pose, that's where you want to stop and find some softening. Go ahead and round forward a little bit and let the arms relax down, let the head roll forward, and soften on the exhales. Inhale, walk your hands back, come to rise. Nice. From the front of your mat, sit your hips forward. Bring your hands behind you, shine your heart forward, shoulders back, elbows kind of squeeze toward one another. Activate your core as you keep length in your spine, and then float your heels up. You can keep your legs straight or something in between. Arms can come forward. This is your boat pose. Now, if you'd like to take a more full boat, you can toe lock your big toes, press through the heels, or point, and open your legs up. Now, if this is way too far for you today, then we are going to bend the legs. You can even take your hands behind you or behind your thighs for some support, but find what works for you. On your next exhale, hollow body your way down. So we're gonna float the legs and upper body and arms to hover above the earth here. And then scissor your legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release all the way down. Inhale, arms up and overhead, stretch from your fingertips down to your toes. And exhale here. Exhale to hug your knees in towards your chest. Awesome. From here, we're going to keep our knees hugging into our chest. Use your hands and start to lift your buttocks up off of the earth. Send your feet up toward the sky. Using your core and hands to help lift your hips up. Walk your elbows in toward one another. And then extend your heels up high to the sky and see if you can stack your ankles, knees, and hips so that they're in alignment with one another. Point or flex your toes. I love to have spread toes, yogi toes, but it feels really good to feel that stretch across the top of your foot too as you point. So you might play with that. Keep your neck open, crown of the head reaches behind you. If you'd like a little more, try taking your palms down and just using your arms and core to keep your hips lifted. And from here, if you'd like a little more, exhale to sink your toes behind you into plow until they touch the earth. Stay with your breath. And again, see if you can breathe normally, keeping the throat open. To go a little deeper here, on your next exhale, bend your knees down toward the earth, outside of the ears. Inverting is so good for our mental health even, because it helps to relieve sensations of depression and lethargy, and it's energizing for us to get our heart over our head. So when you're ready, start to lift your feet up high to the sky again, making footprints on the sky or little toe prints. Take your hands back to your low back if they have been on the earth. Bend your knees in, and as you round the spine, we're gonna walk our fingertips down, rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. Now with the low back against the earth, the length of the spine extending down and grounding. Give yourself one last hug as you squeeze everything in, taking any last movements or poses that really help you, like happy baby or a supine twist if you'd like. And when you're ready, meet me down in Shavasana. Legs roll open, arms wider than the mat. Namaste, yogis. Relax here in Shavasana, corpse pose, for at least 5 minutes or a few minutes, and let your nervous system restore. And I'll see you next time. Enjoy your day.